Good morning people, it is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Berlin and I'm excited to go and experience it. The plan for today is to start in the east and end in the west. I'm going to start at Volkspark, head through Friedrichshain down to the East Side Gallery. I've been there before but it is a vibey place that I kind of want to see again. Then ideally I'm going to head to Markthalle Neun, which is a food market. I'm going to try and get some lunch there and then either head to the Checkpoint Charlie Museum or the DDR Museum. So Berlin, day 3, 2.5. Let's go. There are probably disadvantages to coming to Berlin this time of year. It's cold and it's probably only about as cold as the UK is right now, but that German cold hits different, man. It's just bitingly cold. Also, you know, the days are shorter, you get a lot less sunlight. Like last time I was here, it was April, so the days were long, man. You could do a lot with those days, but it does get dark and moody and cold pretty early in November. However, one advantage to coming to this time of year is just how gorgeous it is. All the lovely autumnal colours of the trees in the parks. Session. I forgot to mention as well, what is pretty sick is that with my hotel I get a free city travel pass, which means that I can take the trains and the underground, the S-Bahn, the U-Bahn, the trams and the buses completely for free, which is pretty sick. Last time we were here, like I say, it was spring, we had long days, the weather was nice, we barely even used the trains, but when I'm trying to get around before it gets too dark and horrible, then the public transport is key. There is actually meant to be a pretty sick viewpoint of the city somewhere around here, but it just means I'm having to pure trek uphill as always. I feel like there's only a viewpoint here during the winter when these trees aren't in the way. But still, sick vibes. If you come to Berlin, by the way, and you get a drink that's in one of these glass bottles, don't put it in the bin, leave it next to the bin, because people can return these and get money off their shopping for it. So it's good for I think a lot of homeless people try and collect them and then get a bit of cash to buy a bit of food. So just put it down next to the bin. Fighting the urge to just go and get Five Guys because I know that there is one around the corner, but I'm gonna head to the food market. It's almost 3 o'clock, I'm starving, it's absolutely freezing. Catching it there. Okay, I caved a little, I just got a milkshake, but you can't not, it's Five Guys. Also, Mercedes-Benz Arena there, cool. I said this last time I was here, but I don't really love the food in Berlin. Our pasta was quite nice, and I've just got this focaccia, which is also quite nice. But nothing's as amazing as it is in other places I've been. Maybe I'm just going to the wrong places, but it's the second time I've been here now, and I still have that opinion. Future Liam here, just putting in. I am quite aware looking back at this that this is probably my fault. Like, a lot of German food just doesn't appeal to me. It's very pork centric, and I'm very much a chicken and beef kind of guy. I'm sure it's great, but it's just not what I tend to favour when I've come here. To be more specific about my experiences with the food here, the Italian food I've tried isn't great, but I've had like Japanese and Vietnamese, which was brilliant. Anyway, back to the video. Please excuse the hat hair. Let's put me hat on because it was absolutely chucking it down, which is why I didn't update you after the DDR Museum. That museum, sick, like really good. I'd go so far as to call it a must visit. How about that? Hey, and it's only like, it's really small, you know, but it's just chock full of like information about the sort of propaganda that East Germany used to sort of try and make people think that they were this like socialist utopian state, when that was far from the truth, mate. I took some photos of some of the paragraphs that they had. Just let me read you some of this. The GDR called itself the state of peace and paraded the dove of peace at every occasion, yet military show was also very popular, with a parade taking place every Wednesday in Berlin. The goose-step marching of the soldiers was impeccable. Every year, tanks drove down through Berlin to mark the anniversary of the Republic. The tarmac was ruined, but at least the peace was being protected. Brilliant. Just sick, man. You should go. After that, I headed round the corner to a little Vietnamese restaurant that was actually sick, you know. Really nice, just really chill, really vibey. Got myself some sushi, which was, I think, maybe the first time I've ever had like proper sushi that wasn't like from the Yo Sushi counter at Tesco. It's good, you know, the ginger was bang on. Couldn't pick it up with the chopsticks though. As I said yesterday, not great with the chopsticks. Tomorrow I've got a few hours between having to check out of here and having to go to the airport. So I think I'm going to do a bit of like, I don't know, just walk around sort of kind of the area that I'm in, near like the Bundestag, and maybe go to the Brandenburg Gate, and maybe I think the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe is near there as well. All these are things that I've seen before, but just stuff that it's nice to sort of take note of, nice to contemplate while I've got a bit of time left. Anyway, I'll catch you in the morning. Peace. Yes, how are we doing? It is my last day here in Berlin. It is a very windy day by all accounts, actually. I imagine it's going to be absolutely freezing out there. I'm going to check out the hotel soon, and I've got about 4 or 5 hours before I have to head to the airport, so I'm going to hit up a few last couple of spots, maybe try and get some food. Let's go. Switch to foam can vibes to try and combat the wind. Pretzel, right, just from one of the little bakeries in the train station. Better than any other pretzel I've ever had. Fucking hell, that's noisy. But yeah, that's the one, mate. So I've just walked through the Brandenburger Tor, Brandenburg Gate. Unfortunately they are doing renovations on it at the minute, so it doesn't look as grand as it did last time I was here, but it's still definitely worth visiting. So I've just been to the memorial for the murdered Jews of Europe. A lot of people like taking like touristy type pictures, which I think is pretty disrespectful, to be honest. But one spot that I don't see many people talk about is if you walk to the corner of the Jewish memorial to where there's the DDR Live building, you go down the street a little bit, you'll find a car park. This car park is actually the site of the führerbunker, which was Hitler's bunker, and after the war I think they really didn't want to commemorate that in any way. There's a small information point there, but other than that it's just a car park. Definitely a lesser known site for obvious reasons. I don't really think they publicise it as a massive tourist spot, but it is interesting just to go and see and just to think about, you know, what's happened there. Like with a lot of Berlin, there is a rich and interesting and often dark and introspective history that is always worth thinking about when you're here. Look how cool this place is. So I've only ever been here really in the evening over the past few days. Look at this. And that there is our next stop. I've just purchased tickets to go inside the cathedral. Still 101 steps to go. You know, I've been in like the Duomo in Milan and St. Stephen's Basilica in Budapest and the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. I think that might be my favourite cathedral that I've visited, and of course it wouldn't be one of my travel vlogs without me having to walk up a shitload of stairs. For places that they did give plenty of warning as to how many steps there were. I'd point this out while I'm here as well. I've noticed this on a few of the buildings, but you can see like where they've had to repair the stonework. You see where it's lighter than before from sort of bullet damage. So I thought I would end my trip to Berlin with a little visit to Checkpoint Charlie, given that this is one of the museums that I debated on going to but didn't really have the time. It's been a really good trip, it's been a really good few days, I've really enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous, I guess, when I first got here about travelling solo, because it's the first time I've done it. I think I'll probably make another video on my thoughts on like travelling by yourself and like my plans for it in the future. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been a great trip. See you in the next one.